To prep for your dart, you're going to need to mark the dart, and I'll have a template in class that you can use for that. And you'll see here that I've marked the dots from the dart. I did not choose to put the lines on, but if you feel you need those, you can. And then you're going to take a pin and you put the pin through the dot on one side, and this is being folded right sides together, and then out the other side. And again, I'm pinning at right angles, and then to the next set of dots. And then my last pin is at the tip of the dart, that mark that shows the very point of it. So my pins are lined up, ready for sewing. To sew the dart, you are always going to start at the wider end where your dots are further from the folded edge of the fabric and sew towards the point of the dart. And so I'm actually going to start above the dot. If I had drawn the line, it would carry on above the dot there, so that's my starting point. And press our foot down. So now we're not concerned with the guidelines on the throat plate, we are just following the lines as they're marked on the dart. So again, I'm going to start by back stitching. So 3 stitches forward and backward. Sew through that first point, and now I'm eyeballing it. I'm aiming towards this dot on the fabric here. If you don't want to do the eyeballing, you can draw that whole line if you wish. And then from that dot, I'm looking towards the tip. Now as I get close to the tip, I'm about 1.5 centimeters away. I'm going to shorten my stitch length to 1.5, and I'm actually going to move my pin out of the way so I know where it's positioned, so it's pointing at the point. And as I get closer, I want to sew very, very close to the edge of the fold. And so my last few stitches are right on the folded edge, and then I'm actually going to sew off carefully, not for very long, just a few stitches. And then raise your presser foot and pull, and this time I want to leave some threads. I'm going to be using these threads. Now the reason we don't backstitch here is on a dart, we don't want to have a little poke at the bottom of the dart. We want it to lie flat against the body. The whole function of this is to make a flat piece of fabric shape to your body, but we want it to do that smoothly. We don't want to have bumps and ridges. So this point here is very critical to that. And if we backstitch, it adds extra bulk in this area, and it may possibly mean that it kind of sticks out or pokes out in that part of the body. So instead of actually backstitching there, we're going to use these threads and do an overhand knot. So I'm going to go through a loop, and then to get the knot right at the tip of the dart, I'm going to put a pin there, and then that pin is going to guide my knot, and then when you take that out, the knot is right at the tip of the dart. And then you can just trim your thread close to the end there. Now on the other end, you can actually cut these threads right off. To press your dart, you first want to press it as you sewed it, but you do not want to press below the tip of the dart. So I'm just going to use the tip of the iron and press just to the bottom of my stitching. And that's just to flatten it out and to flatten the stitching. Now, because we've sewn a dart, we have created shape here. So if I just took and put the iron on this, it would create a funny crease at the bottom of the dart. So there's 2 ways you can do this. One way is to simply use the iron. And darts, if this was on a garment, are pressed towards the center of the body, or if they are horizontal darts, they're pressed downward. Because this is a sample, you can do it either way. So I'm going to press it away from myself. So I'm pulling just a little over here so that there's no crease on the inside here. And I'm just going to use the tip of the iron at the bottom because I don't want to press a crease below this dart point. So that's one way to press the bottom of the dart. Now the other way is to use a piece of equipment known as a tailor's ham. And it's shaped like this, looks like a ham. And this has curved edges on it. So you can take something like a dart and find an area on the ham that seems to match the curve on the dart, and then you can press it on the ham. Now I've already pressed the wrong side, so I'm actually going to press the right side on the tailor's ham. And you can see how that matches the shape, so I'm not going to get a crease below the dart. And then you can press it right on the ham. There are other uses for the ham, but this is probably the one I use it for most frequently. You see how you have your finished dart and there's a nice smooth edge, smooth all the way to the bottom, no pucker at the tip of the dart, and that's what you're looking for in a good quality dart.